Hello, Chastain. Hello, Gail. Thank y'all for moderating. Hello, Ron. Hey, Frank and Nicole. How you doing? Hey, Dean. Am I saying your name right? Hey, D. Nalane. How you doing? Okay, y'all. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Look, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all a few things, and I'm gonna take this video down fast. I want to talk to y'all about something because I noticed something that is very, very powerful. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of it because who knows, maybe you all may be ready for this. I don't know. Press one if you are just observing. Press two if you are a novice. Press three if you are an intermediate. Press four if you are at the advanced stage. I kind of want to get an idea of who I'm talking to. Hmm? What you say? Ha ha ha. Okay, Gail pressed two. Gail says she's a novice. Okay. Okay. D is a novice. Okay. Chastain. How you doing? Thank you for moderating. She is a novice. Okay. Okay, I already acknowledged you, Chastain. Anybody in here on the advanced level? Now look, let me tell you something. I didn't say I'm on an advanced level. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't say that. I think the people who are on the advanced level are going to the Bohemian Grove. They're going to those secret places. You understand that the rest of us cannot access. You understand? They are your COEs and your diplomats and your politicians. You understand? Your secret societies, your elites have mastered what we may think is at the advanced level, but I'm sure there are levels that far surpass. You understand what we you understand comprehend as an advanced level. I wanted to talk to you all about something because I've had a breakthrough and I see some of the things that work. If you were to ask me where my level is right now, I would say that I am, you understand, forever learning in the classroom constantly. And I probably would be at the level of novice, okay, intermediate, because I'm always getting new information, making new breakthroughs or whatever. I have my moments of decline. Not I won't use the word decline, but maybe setbacks. You understand? And I'm noticing something. I'm noticing a lot of things. Uh, Let me get to it because I don't want to keep prolonging this. It's power in the charm. It's power in the charms. Okay? That's the most pivotal point that I want to make and what I want to say. I've noticed that there is a lacking when it comes to um, I would say a lack of self-confidence. When you're doubting yourself, that's the worst thing you can do here on your journey, because I'm not necessarily just speaking to you all about the work, the roots, and things like that, the hoodoo, the voodoo. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about on our daily walk here on this side of our journey. You understand? The side of life. You understand? When you doubt yourself, that's the enemy. So you want to kind of stay away from that. You understand? You got to have a very positive, authoritative narrative, meaning you're going to speak for what your destiny is going to be, and you're going to bind any thoughts or mindsets of self doubt, of lack, of mental impoverishment, those things. You understand what I mean? Like they say, the devils of negativity. You understand? So we want to talk about the secrets. The secrets are within the charms. Let me tell y'all what I did. I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to take this down real quick. So if people miss it, they missed it. So I've been working on charms for myself personally. And I'm looking at one of them now, and I'm wondering why whatever is on it is on it. So, and I'm going to let you all get a chance to see my own personal charms. I made 4 charms. I sat outside and I did rituals with them. Rituals that I've never done before. And I told one of them charms, I said, hey, look, you got this specific duty. You understand? You can't have any doubt when you're working with your charms. You give them an assignment. You let them know what you're expecting from them, okay? And you settle the terms and agreements with them, what you're expecting. And vice versa, what they can expect from you. I'm sorry. Well, I had my charms out and I had the fire going. Woo! And I decided, I said, look, something said bathe them in ash. Bathe them in Ash Wednesday. I bathed them and I powdered them down. I powdered them down in ash. And in return, they gave me something very interesting. I said, listen, I want to control something. I can't tell y'all what I want to control. I said, I want to say it to y'all. I said, I want to control something. So I started working with the charm. I had it in hot ashes and I was talking to it and putting my command into it or whatever. I am not lying. YouTube shut down immediately. I was like, what the fuck? I got my music going and everything. Says something went wrong. Try again. And I was like, what is going on? It was like, damn, is this confirmation? Y'all, I'm looking at that charm now. When you all see that charm, know that that charm got something really powerful inside of it. I said, I have found the secrets to the supernatural, and they're in the charms. Now, let's talk about how this charm was made. I can only give you little details because there are other people who want to do exactly as I do because they think that that's where the power is. The power is not doing exactly what I do. The power may be making a purchase for me, having my goodwill, having my grace, or maybe just within yourself, you tapping into your own personal what? Energies and producing or what have you. These charms need blood. I cannot speak enough. These haven't gotten blood yet. Now, when I spill the blood on them, it's really going to be something. It's gonna be. Oh, y'all. Ah! Do y'all not haven't even put the blood on them? But look, people don't think about it. We so quick to put what water on the altar, but we never think about the fire. We never think about the ash. You understand? Oh, since I'm talking about that, y'all, I can hear popping all over the walls, popping all over the ceilings. It's really getting exciting in here, okay? Look, y'all, it went down. I don't know how. Press one if you all know. Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Patterson. Hey, Akita, where you been? Thank you, Raquel, for moderating. Hey, She Traveler, thank you for moderating. Y'all, press one if you all remember YouTube shutting down. And think about what you was doing at the moment. All I know, what I was doing at the moment, I was doing rituals. I had all of my music going, having a good time, and then bloop, everything went out when I had the charm and ashes. After I made the request and did the rituals, like I say, in the hot ashes, bloop, bloop. Okay, Akita, you remember when it went down. Okay, anybody else remembers it? Press one if you all remember when YouTube. Okay, she traveled. She remembers it. There was no YouTube. And I seriously was like thinking, well, maybe, this is it. You know what I mean? Maybe the heyday is over, or being able to have a word to speak or what have you. And it was down globally. And I looked at that charm, a little bit differently. I'm like, okay, huh? What else can you do? Hey, what else can you do? Y'all, I am not lying to you all. There have been heavy, like, military aircraft I've never heard of before flying over my home ever since. After it went down, I said within 4 to 5 hours, there was that hovering over my house. Listen, helicopters, also military helicopters have been flying very low over my backyard. They want to see what is going on in my backyard because they better get ready because I got to go and do rituals again. It's about a lot of things. It's about a lot. If I told y'all what it was about, I might, they seriously might be coming over here to have some sesso. Mama don't want to be going off to the alligator Alcatraz, so Mama can't tell you what. See, we sit around and we say there's nothing we can do. All food prices are going up higher than ever. There's nothing we can do. Oh, we're under this regime and it is just terrible. There's nothing we can do. You can do something. Find out the secrets of the supernatural. Everybody should have their very own charm. The only person that should be controlling your destiny is thou self. What are you doing? Press 1 if you are narrating this dialogue right now. Press 2 if you hadn't even thought about it. I'm waiting. Listen, what's inside of that charm? Okay. Tell you some of the things that are in this charm. Like eggshells. Listen. Blood. Excuse me, my nose getting stopped up. As soon as that thing flies over this house, my nose get clogged. Bones, feathers, dirt from the graveyard, them type of things in this charm. Huh? The soul of the dead, the blessings of the graveyard keeper are in these charms. Understand? Oh, where they going from here? They're going to the graveyard. Uh-huh. The graveyard where my ancestors are buried. Understand? And they're gonna have a little session with these ancestors. I'm talking about ancestors that work the work with me. I mean, yeah, you were on the phone calls. No, I didn't. I need to bring y'all to the phone call so y'all can listen to some things. And I got to be careful because I know somebody is listening. There's a family member listening right now. I know you're in here. Hmm. I know you're here. Welcome aboard. I am the hoodoo woman. I'm the witch doctor. I'm the reincarnation of her. Yeah. So the cat is out of the bag. So what's in these charms that make these charms powerful? Blood. Not necessarily blood you get from the market. It's got to be hot blood. The blood has to be fresh from an animate, you understand? Hot flowing. Blood that is from these stores, or the blood is already dead, but the blood that comes from, it's nice, it's warm, it's alive. Blood that's alive. Eggshells and feathers and hair and bones and essence. That's what keeps them alive. And they need that regularly. You understand? They need regular blood. They love cigars. They love candy. They love libations. They love conversations. Never abandon your charm. If you abandon your charm, it is going to retaliate on you because it spent a lot of time getting to know you. You spent a lot of time getting to know it, and you have an agreement with me, of course. And no agreement can be broken without coming and consulting the very one that has created the spiritual contract, and that's me. Huh? If you have trouble with any charm, okay, because you couldn't satisfy it, you may have demanded more, you may have abandoned it or whatever. I'm the only one that can call the spirit of that charm back to me. Hello? So be very careful with the charms, okay? Like I'm being careful with mines, okay? They can restrict things. They can restrict life. They can bring upon death. They can be very dangerous, okay? The little things they can do is restrict your money or bring some health problems to you. But if they want to seek your death, you understand, you better call me. You're going to know. You're going to see little signs. And then you call me. See, that's what a person made the mistake. One of my clients made the mistake. You should have contacted me when you decided, oh, I don't want this anymore. Giving it to someone else does not, you understand, it does not relinquish your obligation, you understand, to me. Hello? Anyways, my number is always the same, John. Mr. Patterson says, I want one. Like I said, I always read a disclaimer to everyone. And I think I have a disclaimer here that I would like to read. Anybody want to hear the disclaimer or not necessarily? If you want to hear the disclaimer, I can read the disclaimer to you all. I'm in here trying to find it now. Okay, do we have the disclaimer here? Okay. Okay, I don't see it, y'all. I don't see it because I think I may be on the very phone where it is. Let's see. I should have had this tense together before I started to to this video. Okay, y'all, I don't know where it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all, I can't find it. Okay, yeah, it's not. I don't have it. It's one of those things that I'm going to have to look for. But anyways, what I do, I read it to the client. At one time, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't reading it, but after I've had a few hiccups with people, I felt like it was only right that I read it. Yeah, I don't see it. Anyways, I'm back here. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll come back and read it later. But if you ever decide you want to make your very own charm, you understand, you're more than welcome to do so. But you need to know what you're engaging with. You are signing a spiritual agreement with something that an unknown force. And just gonna be honest with you, that it's just like meeting a stranger. Honestly, like you can meet a potential business partner of some kind that will present to you an offer, or you may be contacting them for their services or what have you. It's the same in the spirit world when you're meeting a potential spirit to do work with. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to do this. I'm just saying this is a part of people who have decided to go this route, their work. You understand what I mean? So I'm not talking to everybody. I can hear a lot of people saying, why would I create a contract with something unknown? This is for the people who may be practitioners, people who have found themselves in a position where they have decided that this right here is all or none. Somebody who may be very, very desperate, just all of these different circumstances. You just can't ask me what all of these circumstances may be in an individual. It's just the fact that these kind of things do come about. It may be somebody who's bargaining for their life. I can hear some people saying, well, why won't they turn to Christ? Why they won't go to church? Well, here on the earth, there are so many different beings, whether they be divine beings, whether they be generic beings no one ever heard of. Maybe they may be some hellish fire beings. It's just personal choices. I cannot give anybody a right or wrong. I won't argue whether it's a right or wrong. It's just a lot of people here. Some people may go based upon their religion, and we got to realize that the Christian religion is not the devout religion of the all here. There's so many religions, and when I come back, I want to come back tonight, and I want to talk about a particular religion that it just came to me off the top of my head. I was like, whoa, I never heard of this, and looked it up, and sure enough, it's a real religion. The charms are also opening me up to new knowledge, new information, new wisdom, and I'm really excited about it, and I want to share it with you. Who knows? Maybe this is the time. We only 25 minutes in. Y'all let me know. Give me a thumbs up if I should go for this particular religion that I have personally discovered. I'm not saying, that it was undiscovered. I'm just saying myself personally, I have discovered this religion and it should be here. And I'm noticing a lot of stuff in my notes seem to be not there. Yeah, I don't even see it. And I thought I would have recorded that in here. Okay, here it is. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Frank. And Nicole wants to hear it, and she travel wants to hear it. Listen, I am so grateful that my spirits chose for me to know about this particular religion. The way it came about is I was watching the movie Black Orpheus. Now had suggested it to some people who may have been in the chat at the time. I don't know. You all may not have been in the chat. You may have. Press 1 if you were able to watch Black Orpheus. Press 1. Hey, Astro, thank you for moderating. How you doing? Press 1 if you were able to watch Black Orpheus. Okay. Press 2 if you plan on watching Black Orpheus. She Traveler is planning on watching it in Raquel. Are y'all going to watch it tonight? Or are you going to watch it tomorrow? Are you not sure? Okay, Astro's going to watch it. Are you going to watch it tonight? Are you going to watch it tomorrow? Okay, Dean is going to, I'm sorry, I keep saying Dean. D is going to watch it. Okay, now, I guess everybody's on the fence. Okay, you're not sure, Raquel. Okay. Yeah, it's called, okay, Akita, it's called Black Orpheus. Orpheus. Black Orpheus. Okay, Astro says looks like it's on HBO. If you want to watch it for free, it's on YouTube. It's a free watch on YouTube. Aikido was my first time too, and I just love YouTube. YouTube have been sending me some great algorithms, and I'm like, just wonderful movies, and I'm like, oh, I'm so blessed, and it has helped me on my spiritual journey. So, anyways, so let me. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try not to give off any spoilers, but the movie is based in Brazil in 1959. So it's a black version of Eurydice and Orpheus. Eurydice and Orpheus storyline is similar to Romeo and Juliet, in other words, and it's so weird. I don't I'm okay. Let's put it like this: the movie is eerily familiar to me. It's almost like I watched it, and I'm like, whoa! Why does this feel so familiar? Maybe I watched it as a child and everything, but it's just like certain things in the movie just feel so familiar. I was talking to a cousin of mine last night, and me and her both, we were like having this, you know, nostalgia for Corinthian columns. And I'm like, what is going on here? So a lot of these things come from your bloodline of your ancestors. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand. You remember everything your ancestors remember if you tap into it. Okay, it is all engraved in your DNA. So the people perish because of the lack of knowledge, and they don't understand that the knowledge is not way off in India. The knowledge is within. Okay. So you have an Akashic record. It just designated just for you in your DNA when you're ready to tap into that. So this particular movie took place there, and it's a black version of what you might call Eurydice and Orpheus, or if you want to say, I'm not saying they the same, but the little timeline of like Romeo and Juliet, So I wanted to put that out there, but also it takes place in Brazil, and it also has a little bit of the religion inside of it, which was very powerful. And I was like, oh my, you understand? And it slightly resembles like Santeria, you understand? Ifa, voodoo. And then out of nowhere, I just got out of the bathtub and something said Umbanda. So hell, what is that? I'm looking all behind me. What? Ooh, who was this? It was a male's voice. It said Umbanda, 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 something of that nature. So I go and I said, let me go and see what this is. And I go and type it in Chat GPT because I've never heard of Umbanda. And this is what comes out. Umbanda, pronounced Ombahdah. Umbanda is a fascinating and complex syncretic religion that originated in Brazil in the early 20th century. It's not a single unified faith, but rather a rich blend of different cultural and religious traditions. Think of it as a spiritual melting pot, primarily combining African traditions, especially the beliefs of Yoruba, Fon, and Bantu peoples brought by enslaved Africans, Roman Catholicism introduced by Portuguese colonizers, leading to the syncretism of African deities with Catholic saints. Spiritism based on the teachings of Allan Kardec, a French educator who systematized ideas about mediumship, reincarnation, and spiritual evolution. Indigenous American beliefs incorporating the spirits of Brazil's native people, core beliefs, and structure. While practices vary, most Umbanda followers, called Umbandistas, share these core beliefs. A supreme God and intermediaries, Umbanda is monotheistic, believing in one supreme creator God, often called Oloran or Zambi, I'm sorry. However, this God is seen as distant. So practitioners work with a pantheon of lesser divine entities known as Orixas. Mhm. These Orixas are often associated with natural forces and are syncretized with Catholic saints. For example, the Orixa Limanja. And I was like, oh, that sounds like Yemaya, Yemanja, Yemaya, Yemoja. The goddess of the sea is often linked with Our Lady of Navigators. Spirit guides and mediumship. A central practice is the incorporation of spirits of deceased humans who act as guides. These are ancestors sometimes, y'all. The most common and beloved guides include caboclos, spirits of indigenous Brazilians known for their strength and knowledge of healing herbs. Oh, y'all remember that? See, now that's if y'all want to do a little research into it. If you don't worry about it. Get your pen and paper. Caboclos. Caboclos. Okay? And they deal with strength and the knowledge of healing herbs. Okay, pretos, velhos, pretos. Okay, space velhos. Old black slaves, spirits of wise and kind elderly slaves, revered for their patience, humility, and powerful counsel. Okay, Ancas, children. These are the children. Criancas, spirits of great evolution who manifest as playful and pure children to bring messages of joy and hope. Reincarnations and karma. Umbanda teaches that we live many lives, evolving, spiritually through the law of karma. The goal is to progress toward perfection across multiple reincarnations. Rituals and practice. Rituals are typically held in temples called tereros or centros. A typical ceremony involves music and dance, practitioners dressed in white. They sing, they dance to the rhythmic beat of drums to invite the spirits to join them. Incorporation trance trained mediums enter a trance state and are possessed by spirit guides like Kobaklo or Preto Velo. Okay? Y'all, I'm probably mutilating these names. Consultations and healings. Congregants can then approach these incorporated spirits for personal advice, spiritual cleansing, and help with problems related to health, work, or family. Umbanda emerged in the, y'all know I don't, oh, I cannot say it, but I'm going to say Rio de Janeiro era around 1920s, but it's spelled Nitero, Nitro, Rio de Janeiro area around 1920s. Founding, its founding is often attributed to a young medium named Zelio Fernandino de Marias, who, after incorporating a spirit claiming to be a Preto Velo, began a new spiritual practice that was more inclusive than the spiritism of the time. It grew rapidly, especially from the 1930s onwards, spreading across Brazil and to other countries like Argentina and Uruguay. It's estimated that it is estimated that hundreds of thousands of Brazilians formerly identified as Ubandistas, Ubandistas, Umbandistas, Umbandistas. I'm trying to say it right, Umbandistas. With millions more participating in its ceremonies. I hope this gives y'all a good idea of what it is. But anyways, check it out. I'm a person, I like to research religion. People might, oh, you can't practice all of that, but that does not mean I cannot research it. Hello? You know, they have courses that you can take. They have degrees that you can get, degrees in many religions. Some people have degrees. You understand? And they have bachelor's degrees in religion. You understand? So it's just like some people have maybe fondness and researching and learning many languages or what have you. So don't let nobody tell you you can't do what that you want to do. No, this is not a video encouraging people to make charms. No, this is not a video encouraging anyone to practice umbanda. This is just me passing the information on because you all may want to once again see it for yourself. And it's very interesting that this movie was put in the algorithms for me for this particular month because, as you all may not know, some of you, and maybe some of you may know, we're in carnival season. Yes! Alabama had the first recognized carnival where I live at. My ancestors had the very first carnival in the United States, but it has changed. Carnival was us running taking the roads, the streets, or what have you, with our bells, our whistles, and everything, and just celebrating the new year. This is the celebration of the new year. And I like the way the Brazilians put it. No year can start without carnival. You understand what I mean? So this is the newness in it and everything. And we will be having Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday, I think, comes. Hell, y'all let me know. It might be already gone. I think Fat Tuesday is February the 27th. Let me know. I was born carnival season. I just turned 59, okay, by the grace of the great mother, okay, and father. I am here. They chose for me to be here just a little bit longer, you know what I mean? So I'm excited about that. We did have Oya's feast day. Isn't that something? Oya has her feast day. Okay, carnival season, she had that this month in February. It was y'all. It was I and another young lady that came. It was just us, and I mean that house was freezing. We were blowing smoke out of our mouths, and but we put it together for mom and everything. I got to do some more stuff for her when it warm up. I got a feeling she's not completely satisfied because I did not give the blood, the sacrifice of the blood of the lamb. The mama is waiting on that. And you're gonna know when she waiting because you're gonna see some hiccups. You're like, ooh, mama, spare me some grace, mama. I just need a little bit more time. You know what I mean? She came to me. I didn't come to her. She came to me. That's the difference. A lot of people are choosing and they're not allowing them to come. Allow them to come to you. You understand what I mean? So anyways, you're gonna see that in this movie. Y'all gonna love this movie. Should I do go ahead and just tell y'all about the movie? Press one if you gonna say nope, mama, don't tell it. Don't tell it. I wanna see it for myself. I wanna see it for myself. Akita been out to the temple. You don't mind me telling, do you, Akita? I don't know when I'm gonna see my Akita again. Akita? She been there and helped me in there and everything. Me and Miss Akita had a good time. Girl, me and Miss Akita, we went to the ocean and everything together. Yeah, her and her lovely family and everything. She's got a beautiful family, and we had a wonderful time and everything. We didn't let nothing stand in our way. We had some people that we had a person who did not deliver as they said. Don't ever say you're gonna do things that you know you can't do. This other person said, "Oh yeah, two of them, we're gonna be there, or whatever." And they didn't come, but Akita was right there with me. Yes, she was, and everything. And two, both of those people have called me back and told me that the temple really whooped their ass. So I was like, okay, what you want me to do about it? You know what I mean? You don't have unfulfilled promises to the temple and then expect to have like these blessings or whatever. You have uh, misled the temple. You did not take care of your obligation. You understand what I mean? And so now you want me to fix it? And then one of the persons just called me all the time, and I'm like, I keep it brief. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I mean, like, what are we supposed to be talking about? I don't. I ain't trying to be funny. Once you let me down, it's just like hard for me to deal with it anymore. I can't get into it. I'm just looking at you side eye saying you one of the motherfuckers that'll leave me stranded somewhere with empty promises. You understand your word is not your bond. So always make sure, y'all, that if y'all say you're gonna do something, make sure you do it, because if you let people down, people are going to let you down, and that's just all is to it. Some people have very difficult, miserable lives, and the first thing I find out about these individuals is that they'll say all kind of stuff and don't mean nothing they say. They're not gonna do it. They just talking bullshit. Okay. So, and I'm just going to be honest with you. When you have people that say they're going to do stuff and they don't do it and everything, don't trust them with nothing. Don't even trust them with your presence or your energy. Get the hell away from them. Because I ain't trying to be funny, they bad people. Because it just don't hurt to just say, hey, look, I just can't make it. I thought I was going to be able to make it. I can't make it. And, it just does not take much effort to say that. If it does, tell follow me. You understand? We was all supposed to have been going to the ocean, and two of the people did not say a damn thing. And now you're coming back for what? For what? Because if you accept these people who make these empty promises and you take them back in, what's going to stop them from doing it again? You've already taught them and you've established with them that, they don't have to live up to none of their promises. You're going to always be there. You understand? So, but anyways, did anybody want me to do some spoilers here? Hey, Patricia, y'all. Let's speak to Patricia, y'all. Let's give her a welcome here. Welcome aboard. Yay! She said, I'm new to your channel. Glad to be here. I will be requesting your services soon. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you, and I'm hoping that those things that you're looking for, you understand, on your journey to make it a better journey, I hope that you find them. Okay. So I guess I need to just go ahead and tell everybody because you will be in good hands. Oh, that's so sweet, yeah. So I guess I may as well talk about it. Hey, look, y'all just say just say no if you don't want me to talk about it. Hmm? Okay. I guess it's a all go. Well, the movie is based in 1959. Okay. What's so interesting about it? The people who were there were all Brazilian, except for one lady. There's a very beautiful lady that is a co-star in the movie, and she's from Pennsylvania. She's actually from Pennsylvania. Okay. Well, she said that the movie director found her because she was doing some work for another film, if I'm not mistaken, and he wanted her to be in this film, Black Orpheus. And she decided, okay, she would do it. She looks Brazilian, but you know what I mean? She comes from Pittsburgh. Okay, so in the movie, it takes place with the carnival, okay? Lots of people taking the streets and everybody's happy, everybody's dancing. I noticed in Rio de Janeiro there are lots of mountains and stuff, so you can see the women with the tin cans on their heads like they had went down and drew water, and they were coming up the mountains and just greeting everybody, and you could hear the bells playing and everything, and the percussions going and the flutes going, and it just seemed like a very happy village, perhaps, a mountain of people, and they were enjoying the carnival, I guess. And so you know then it takes place down in the downtown area of Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, I tell you, I had wanted to go to Carnival so bad in Rio de Janeiro. I really did. But by that time, it was too late. I was like, ah, man, because I said, when is Carnival again? Because the movie director said he had gone to Carnival in Brazil and he loved it so much. He had decided to make a movie out of it, and I'm glad that he did. Great work. I know you're resting right now in your grave right now. You're on the other side. But I'm like, wonderful work. You know what I mean? Because it gave us an inside view of what, somewhat what it's like to be in Rio de Janeiro. I know growing up as a kid, everybody would talk about Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, what have you, and everything. You know what I mean? On The Price is Right, people were winning, um, um, vacation trips to Rio de Janeiro. And I always wanted to live in Brazil. I'm just gonna be honest. In 2014, I said, "Oh, I want to move to Brazil. I want to go and visit that place or whatever." And then I was looking like, at like the stipulations to become a citizen there. $2,000 have to come into your account monthly and all of that. And I was like, ah. I don't think I'm in. And the crime rate and all of that and all. I said, yeah, I don't need to be over there. What have you? But when I found Carnival there, So anyway, down the downtown area, Rio de Janeiro, was just people all in the streets. It shows the co-star. Her name is Mapressa Dawn. If you want to research her, Mapressa Dawn. Meepresa Dawn Dawn. She's like running from something that she does not understand. And she runs into a blind man that is selling pinwheels. Y'all remember the pinwheels and the cute looking little flowered necklaces. They look like the I can't even pronounce it, of Hawaii, whatever they are. I can't pronounce that. But anyways, he was selling those. He was blind, and she was like trying to take him around or what have you, so that he could sell his items and stuff. And it shows all of the people selling their wares. Oh my God. I want to say I miss that life, but I never lived it, but I do miss it because somewhere in the Akashic Records, it's familiar to me and it feels real good. You know what? People like, it was not corporations opening up grocery stores. These were people selling their own, wares. It was like, okay, they had a meat man selling meat. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean. Everybody's selling different things. Rice. This one's selling beans. Whatever. Okay, so finally she gets up on that mountain up there, and she has a cousin up there, and she runs to her cousin, and she told her cousin, she said, "There's a man trying to kill me," and she was like, "Ah." She said, "Yes, he's stalking me. He's watching me. Everywhere I go, he pops up." And then she says, her cousin said, "Oh, it's because you're pretty, you're beautiful, whatever." She said, "No, that's not what it is. It's trying to kill me. It's trying to kill me." And so from there, I'm gonna make a long story short. It shows her meeting Orpheus. Her name is uh Eurydice. I guess I'm Eurydice. I can't pronounce it. And he's Orpheus, okay? So they meet up with each other and everything. And he says, "You remember the Greek mythology? I'm Orpheus and you're Eurydice. So, we love each other and all that." She said, "No, you don't. You don't love me. I don't love, I don't love you," or whatever. She pushes him away. And then he laughs it off and he moves on. But they kept bumping into each other. And finally, they fell in love with each other. It was so pretty, beautiful love story, what have you. And he sings to her on his guitar, and his guitar has an engravement on it, the master of Orpheus the master, or something like that. And there's these two kids, and he explains that he's Orpheus and that he's going to be Orpheus for now. There will be no other Orpheus, and when he dies, another Orpheus will come into play. Then he sing da 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 dee dee da 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 da, sings this beautiful music or whatever on the mountain, and you can actually see there's this big Jesus stone statue in Rio de Janeiro that stands on a mountain that is like humongous, and you could see it for real in the movie, which I thought was breathtaking and stuff. And he sits there, and he plays his guitar and stuff, and she loves it. And then this little kid comes up and tells her, "Hey, you know what? I made you a charm." And the cousin wanted the charm. And she said, the little boy says, "No, I want her to have the charm." And she takes the charm, and he said, "Are you going to still wear it even when you die?" And that really kind of made the lady a little upset because she was already having premonitions of her death. And so she has the charm on her neck and everything. And then, Orpheus leaves because he had a gig he needed to do for the carnival. Well, later, she goes to carnival, and they have a wonderful time. They have a blast, and all of a sudden, the thing, this skeleton thing, pops up, and she screams because she realizes that it has followed her from where she lives all the way to this particular place she's staying with her cousin. So she screams and everything because she's afraid for her life. And they try to control her, calm her down, but she runs and everything. And so Orpheus runs behind her because he's like, afraid that he's gonna lose her. And then the kid says, hey, I got a scratch on my face. The thing had hurt him, and so Orpheus wanted to know where the thing went. And the little boy said it went over there, and Orpheus says he couldn't because that's a cliff. So we know now she was dealing with something supernatural. But what it really looked like, it was like you could tell the person had on a costume with a skeleton on it, like a Halloween outfit and a skeleton face. For real, for real. Okay, so that passes by. The two of them show their love to each other. The movie continues. And then finally, I'm making a long story short. Y'all, if you really want to see it, you can get all of the essence of it. Finally, it comes back to her when they go to the next carnival at night. And it comes to her, and Orpheus is not around. I think he's getting some kind of award or something, and it gets her, and it makes her run. As a matter of fact, Orpheus had a girlfriend, and her girlfriend was actually trying to kill Eurydice, but the skeleton stopped her from killing her. It wanted to do it itself. And so what happened from there is she runs into the darkness into a warehouse, and it runs her all the way up a couple of flights into the warehouse, and there was a banister and it had a corner. So she jumped. She debated, and she jumped the wire, I guess. And then Orpheus found her in there. He ran behind her, and he said, don't, something, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then all of a sudden, she um, grabbed an electrical wire. That's when wires were so unsafe. Like now, we don't have exposed wires. She held onto it and got shocked, y'all, and got electrocuted. She fell to her death, and some kind of way he fell trying to protect her. And the skeleton thing was like looking like, finally, I got her. And so then they showed them reviving Orpheus, the old man Hermes, and the little boy revives him. Then after that, they take her off in an ambulance, and the skeleton being actually rides the ambulance to wherever they were going. And where did they go? They went to the morgue, okay, because he was trying to make sure she was dead. So Orpheus woke up, and the little boy was talking to him. And I should have told y'all, it was another little boy too trying to learn how to play that guitar. Uh-huh. Tried to play Orpheus guitar and couldn't play too good, but I'm gonna tell y'all about him a little bit later on. So anyway, so he goes to the morgue and he searches from one floor to the next floor he could not find her. So finally he had decided to go to the Hermes. The old man sent him to a church. So he went to a church, and then that's when you discover this religion, Umbanda, taking place. And all of a sudden, Orpheus can hear Eurydice's voice, and he was like, you're alive, or what have you. And she said, don't look back. She said, because if you look back, you're going to lose me. You'll never see me again, or whatever. So he did decide to look back. When he looked back, it was a heavy set, fat, black woman that was a mediator. She was a medium. She was speaking for Eurydice. He was very upset. He ran out the door, you know what I mean? And he's like, y'all tricked me, y'all tricked me, y'all tricked me. So he runs out the door. He goes back to the morgue, or another morgue, and this is where he finally, because there was lots of bodies. A lot of people died at Carnival. They had them in a bunch of morgues. I mean, they just had them in morgues, okay? Just body after body after body. And so finally he finds her body. And she's just laying there like Sleeping Beauty. He grabs her body and he runs out of the. They let him take. I guess you can just come and just take somebody in your arms, and if they pass on, and take them with you, and it's what they let him do. And he spoke his speech. Like, I guess his speech would be a passage in the book. Maybe it's a book out there. I need to see and read it. But he was like, Eurydice, you're in my arms. I'm in your arms. And we'll be together forever. And this, that, and the other. And he walks up this street, and you can see the mountains surrounding the street. I thought that was such a beautiful scenery as he walked. And he went back up to his little mountain village, and he's got her in his arms, and his girlfriend is angry. She's pissed off, and she has a fire going and flames real high and stuff, and all the people were trying to keep her from going over there where he was, and see hell. Eurydice is in his arms and stuff, and she gets angry, like I say, and yells at him, and she picks up a big old stone, and he's actually standing backwards at the edge of a cliff. And she gets the stone and she hits him on the head, and he falls down the mountain. It was the end of them. And she screams. The girlfriend screams in the end. And that's the movie, Black Orpheus. So if you get a chance, watch it. So when I saw that movie, like I said, oh, I want to know when they're going to have the next carnival. And the carnival is over with. When y'all get a chance, watch Carnival in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro for 2026. It was awesome. It takes place in a coliseum, and it is extraordinary. And what they do is they show homage and reverence to the ancestors. So just by everything on that float is it's just the like I say they are the indigenous people, but they said no, these are Africanos or what have you. But all of them have a very, very jet black skin as they give references. They wear the big antebellum skirts, hoop skirts with the big butts on the back. The women do, and big arms and stuff like what people may call Mama Wata. You know what I mean? And so I got to give y'all will see me. I'm gonna be dressed up like Mama Wata soon, because I like to always start off with showing homage when it warms up on the front porch. I'm gonna start back doing my front porch stories. The camera will be on me or what have you, and whatever. But that's what those women remind me of, Mama Wata or Ya Yimoja, and it's just beautiful. It's been so. If you get a chance, please um, watch Carnival. And so they have classes, they have schools. Each school throws um, a competition, and they judge in the end who was the best. You understand? Now, one that intrigued me, and I think they had it 2025 and they did it again 2026, is where they show what I call the indigenous man, very, very jet black, dark skin, white beard, white, um, like afro, and he has an arrow in his hand, and which also embodies Ogun in a sense, but he has an arrow and he's actually pulling it. You know how you see these big floats and have these huge puppets on it, and he's pulling it like he's pulling his arrow, and so it's just a lot of beautiful puppet characters on these floats, and the women doing the samba. Yeah, they're doing the samba and other little dances and or whatever. And they talked about how samba originated. Samba. They said it was a black woman from Brazil that came to New York, and she learned ballet, and she incorporated some of the ballet with some of the dances that they were already doing down there, and some kind of dance. I'm not sure if it's the samba or what have you, but anyways, I love Brazil, y'all. I think it's a very beautiful place. We do know it comes with its own crimes, to think that I am gullible enough to think that I can go down there at 60 and just walk the streets and not be concerned about my safety. I mean, come on now. So who knows? Maybe you all may decide to incorporate Brazil you know, and one of your places to go before you leave here. Now, I'm gonna tell you where I'm gonna go soon. I'm going to Belize. That's gonna be one of the first places that I'm gonna go out of the country because, like, I got a passport that I haven't used yet, and it will expire in 2028. And I have not gone outside the country, so I definitely want to utilize it. I'm going to definitely go there. I want to make sure I go to a couple places, a few places overseas before I leave here. So that's one on my bucket list. Brazil. I mean, I'm not Brazil. I'm sorry. Well, who knows? It might be Brazil, but honestly, it would be Belize. Look, so at first I said, well, let me see how much a ticket is to go to Brazil, and I was coming up with 1,300 a person. I was like, ooh. So I went to Just Fly. Just Fly has suggested that what I should do is incorporate a hotel to go along with it. So I did, and it wanted to know how many people I would go. I said 2 people. And what it did, it gave me I think it was like a 10-night stay or a 5-night stay, somewhere right in there with the plane ticket for 2 people. It came up to $2,300. So I suggested if you're gonna go to these places, do like Just Fly, and you all may know some other places, Expedio, Trivago, Expedia. That's just Expedio. Expedia, Trivago. I've been doing a lot of reading today, so y'all, I'm a bit like, needing to just take a break right now and get something to eat. But Trivago, Expedia, Booking.com, these little places like that, you know. And I suggest you make a phone call if you're dealing with an AI and you can't get to a person. Don't fool with that particular what you call those people. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. People who um do whatever they do to get you overseas or go get you somewhere. I don't got the name of them. Why can't I think of the name of those people who do travel agents? Okay. Akita said group discounts start. Okay. Akita say group discounts start with groups of 19 plus. Okay, I believe. Yeah, you have some people that become like tour guides. You can like, I don't know. You can probably research and become one. I don't know, study, or you can actually take a course in becoming a travel guide or a travel tourist person. I don't know. I think you would be a travel. Would you be a travel guide or something like that? Because I once knew a lady. She would put these trips together, and she would make so much money out of putting the trips together that her she would go practically free because they would pay her way too. So, like, if you put these travels together and say, "Hey, I have an all-inclusive, trip to, Argentina or something, what have you, you would go and you would, pick out this, that, and the other, get the people tickets together and get them all together, and you will be that. But make sure you got some insurance. You want to have some tour guide insurance and stuff like that, or tourist guide insurance, or whatever this person would be, because I'm not sure, because you will get sued. Somebody got sued. It was a tour guide place that got sued, and I forgot what they got sued for. Like if the person happened to die, just like that lady fell down in that volcano and they could not recover her body. Well, I'm sure they sued the tourist company for that. Could y'all imagine falling all of them many feet down in an inactive volcano, and then it shows her there, and You could tell she was in a lot of pain because she was like trying to reach in her pocket and barely could. She probably had, extensive injuries in her body. And they tried to reach her, and they said that she had moved away from the spot she fell in, so she was able to, move a little bit. I just don't understand how come they couldn't have put a helicopter down there and recover her. And I know y'all saying, well, Mama, how you going to put a helicopter down in a volcano? It was not active at all. It was an inactive volcano. But, oh, they did say that it's a chance that when you're going down there, that it can stir up something and say that it's nothing but ashes, so it's real soft and mushy or something like that. But it just looked like to me maybe they could have come down a little bit and lowered something where she can grab onto something. I don't know. She might have been in she probably couldn't grab onto anything, but it's sad. Okay. Raquel says, Akita, you are a relocation manager. Okay. Is she? Okay, so we're gonna, hey Akita, are you gonna be willing to put our trip together? Put all of us are gonna be relying on you. Akita can't do that. She got the babies to see about. That would be nice if we can find somebody who could put our trip together so we can all go overseas somewhere. I haven't even seen all of the United States, so I'm going to have to make it a must to be able to, at least see some places here. I do want to go to tonight. I want to go and see Niagara Falls, so I probably need to go there before I go to Belize. I need to hit two places, here before I go. I know I got to go and see Niagara Falls. Um, I had thought about Oregon. I've never been to Oregon before, so I had some interest in Oregon. Okay. So, hey, y'all, it was nice, and we had a great turnout and everything. I enjoyed everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and let this video go. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Hey, Fatima, I missed you. Uh-huh. Is it anybody that I did not acknowledge? Feel free. Okay. Hey, Jimmy is from Pittsboro, Mississippi. Thank you for the live show. How you doing, Jimmy? Is there anyone? Hey, Medusa, how you doing? How you doing? So glad y'all showed up. Anybody I'm missing? Anybody that I am missing? Okay, I guess that's it. 9, and I gotta come back later on tonight. I know I be saying I'm gonna do a reading, I don't do it, but I'm gonna come back and do the reading, y'all. Okay? Okay?